Welcome back to the Line Change. In this video, we're going to be talking about Pius Suter and a update when it comes to his contract talks. I will admit this article is from a few days ago, so I'm a little late on this. So some people may already know about it, but I wanted to talk about this. As I mentioned in the Ovechkin video, I'm just pre-recording some videos for some content for you guys over the next couple days. And I thought this was an intriguing article to read. As always, I'll leave a link to the article in the description down below. I also heard rumors about him basically saying he's not re-signing. I've heard those rumors going around, but I'm taking them with a grain of salt, especially after reading this article. So let's dive right into this article. The headline: Canucks notebook, Suter has earned a payday, wants to stay. Now, this article is written by Ian MacIntyre of Sportsnet. As you can see, it's from the 4th. And it is technically the 7th now, so it's been a few days, but I wanted to go over this and talk about it. So let's dive right in to the full-on article. Vancouver. When impending free agent center Pius Suter became a first-time 20-goal scorer on March 18th, Vancouver Canucks coach Rick Tocchet Riley called it a cha-ching goal. Suter was going to get paid. On Friday, the Daily Faceoff website projected that payment at 4 years, $3.9 million per season, with contract valuations by AFP Analytics. Daily Faceoff has Suter listed 25th in its top 50 National Hockey League players eligible for unrestricted free agency on July 1st. Without naming a price, Suter told Sportsnet he'd like to stay in Vancouver, but there has been little contact between the Canucks and his agent, Georges Mueller. Watching Suter practice with the Canucks Friday at UBC, General Manager Patrick Allvin said assistant GM Emily Castonguay has been in touch with Mueller. I think it's great the players, and this is Allvin, I think it's great the players want to play in Vancouver, Allvin said. I honestly think that's a great sign for us. When a player wants it and the team wants it, you usually find a way to make it happen. Pius has continued to grow, and I think we're very pleased with the way he's playing. The commitment he put in this year is paying off. I can't say enough about how professional he is and his versatility. When he's called upon, he is playing well for us. Suter has a career high of 22 goals and 42 points in 74 games, and he has played especially well the last 3 weeks, amassing 6 goals and 13 points in 11 games. During the current injury crisis down the middle, he became the Canucks' second-line center when Philip Hedl suffered a concussion on March 15th, and has centered Brock Besser and Jake DeBrusk on the top line since Elias Pettersson left the lineup with an upper body injury on March 22nd. And then this is Suter quoted, I just want to keep getting better and show what I can do. Obviously, in that regard, I'm quite happy, but still we've lost a few too many games. But yeah, you just want to prove yourself. I always felt like I could score a few more goals. It is not unusual that a player like Suter, who was actually scratched by coach Rick Tocchet for the Canucks season opener, isn't yet close to an extension as the end of the regular season nears. Typically, players near the bottom of the lineup have to wait to re-sign as management deals with bigger ticket items. But the Canucks re-signed bottom six winger Drew O'Connor in February for 2 years at $2.5 million, shortly after his trade from the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Suter doesn't appear to be a typical depth center, especially with uncertainty in Vancouver about the future of centers Hedl and Pettersson. And then it goes on to quote Rick Tocchet. He's been a great story, Tocchet said this week about Suter. He's deserved what he's deserved this year because he's put the work in, so he's a positive story for us. And then he goes on to continue. When we sit at the round table as coaches and you look at what type of players you want, he's obviously a guy that I've really liked. He's really helped me in a tough situation when guys went down and stuff like that. He's always been a constant for me. You always root for a guy like that. Sure. When asked about his team's needs at center, Alvin said, "We feel pretty good with our goalies and we feel good with our defense. And now we're going to improve our forwards. If that's through trades or free agent signings, that's something we have to look into. But I mean, Pius has been good for us. No doubt about that." Suter was a bargain signing for Alvin 2 summers ago when the Canucks waited until August for his free agent demands to drop and signed the former Detroit Red Wing to a 2-year deal that carried a salary of $1.6 million. Suter's previous best season offensively was with Detroit in 2022 when the left shot center had 15 goals and 36 points. If he makes it to market in July, Suter appears to be in a much stronger position than he was 2 years ago. Cha-ching. And then this quote is Suter. Yeah, I know what that meant. He smiled, I guess referring to the cha-ching statement by Talkit. I guess that's kind of a number that people look at you a bit differently, maybe, but it obviously was in my mind at the beginning of the year that was a mark I wanted to get. I felt like I could get it too, and it just worked out that way. Obviously, I've still got a few games left. There's a business part of it. I really like it here, obviously, in the room and everything. So yeah, we'll just see if we can figure something out. I kind of knew at the start of the season with the way the team was set up and all that stuff, it was probably going to be an end of the year thing. So in my mind, compared to some other guys, it hasn't been much of a difference to me. So that's the article. And let me just go ahead and get this reference out because honestly, it's been in my head so much the last couple days. You know how people were saying Suter's not gonna resign. You know, he's gonna walk at free agency. Well, after reading that article, one thing pops into my head. So you're saying there's a chance? I know I've had that phrase stuck in my head. It's mainly my own fault. I did actually just recently watch Dumb and Dumber, so there's that reason. But yeah, so it sounds like Suter wants to stay in Vancouver. He's willing to negotiate, and it's looking like potentially a deal could get done by the end of the season. I would most certainly say that a deal is more likely for Suter than Brock Besser at this point, just from the way that article was written and, you know, the quotes. So, yeah, I think between the two, I think Suter's the one who's going to end up resigning. For how much? I don't know. I assume maybe they'll meet in the middle. Maybe they'll meet his asking price. Who knows? But at the end of the day, so you're saying there's a chance. But that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to The Line Change and want to keep up to date on all your NHL and Canucks news, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Become a Patreon member and get exclusive perks. You can find the link to that in the description down below. Join our Discord. Be a part of the conversation. The link to that is also in the description down below. And then if you're looking for some cool t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, anything that really fits your fancy, we got an online store now. So yeah, you can get your Line Change merch at I'll leave a link to our online store in the description down below. But yeah, you can get t-shirts, phone cases, jackets, hoodies, hats, you name it, on our merchandise store. And right now we actually have a sale going on for our first opening week. there's going to be a sale. So go ahead and check that out. Once again, I'll leave the link to our store in the description down below. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video.